Hey guys, it's Ron Bass. That's me, with another edition of the Ron Bass Show. Your source for inspiration, encouragement, motivation, humor, dry humor especially.
Sometimes.
Mr. Brent Atterbury, son of a professional comedian. I'd still like to meet your father. Sounds like a super swell guy.
He is.
Yeah.
I like him.
He's got a lot of stories. He told me some of them. It's pretty cool.
He does.
You know, there aren't too many professional comedians out there. Really, in today's world, there's more. I don't think there's that many people making a living doing it like he did. He did it old school.
Yeah.
City to city to city to city. But he sang and danced and played music, and he wasn't just a comedian. He was an entertainer.
Entertainer.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
We were talking about my record label, Soar High Records, and I try to tell my artists, you know, you have to really be an entertainer to get the crowd's attention. It's one thing to have a voice, but you got to be on stage. You got to be able to dance and act and move and thrill the audience. Mm-hmm. It's not just about the voice. Mm-hmm. And a lot of my artists didn't believe me, and unfortunately, a lot of them left my label to start their own thing. But as I go forward with my company, I'm going to continue to mentor the artists, develop the artists, and help the artists to become successful. Yeah. I think that's an old school way of doing it, but I still believe that's the right way, particularly with people that are not that skilled yet, like younger, coming along, maybe they don't have a lot of confidence yet. I still think that's a very important way to operate. It's a better philosophy than just throwing them out there, you know, to the dogs and see what happens, or to the wolves, I guess was the old saying. Throw them out to the wolves.
Yeah.
Okay, at any rate, guys, hope you're having a good time, good week, good week in December.
Yes.
Wherever you're at in the world, in Bangladesh.
This is going to be a December to remember.
Okay, that's pretty good. You know, we've got an audience. We've got a worldwide audience. It's crazy. But I love our subscribers that send messages in. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
They're always so polite and so pleasant and so happy to know that our podcast is being aired. And I so appreciate you guys for doing that, for letting us know that you're getting something out of it. It means a lot to us. Okay, I got a couple stories for you.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, though, just a thought. I was thinking about this the other day. You know, the time to prepare for war is before the battle even begins. So I think a lot of people don't recognize how important it is to be ready every day, every minute of every day for what comes your way. You don't know what's going to come your way. Mm-hmm. And it's not like if something bad happens to you, you're going to be just fine, even if you prepare for it. But you're more likely to be able to manage the circumstances better if you're prepared. What do I mean by prepared? Mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically, financially, if you can do it, to handle these adversities, because they're going to come your way, man. I don't care who you are, how much money you got, how young you are, how strong you are. Things are going to happen. And I think the secret is every day, all day long, to be in a prepared state of mind, if that makes sense. I'm not trying to overemphasize it, but I just think it's really important to stay ready for whatever comes your way, as much as you can. And to me, working out is a huge part of that. We talk about it every week, because it just keeps you in better shape mentally and physically. So you're more likely to, if you have to fight, at least you're going to be able to fight better, win, lose, or draw. And psychologically, you're going to be able to handle more pressure and stress if you feel better, you rest better, your brain works better. And they've got all kinds of studies to prove what I'm saying. So, and it's pretty obvious. If you're working out, you just know your brain's working better, you feel better. Okay, stories. Story time.
Here we go.
Here we go. So this is about a doctor in the inner city in Chicago. I don't think I told this story, did I?
So far, it doesn't sound like you have.
Okay, so this guy, he helps everybody. And if you don't have any money, he doesn't care. He'll still take the play. This is like old school. This guy's in his almost 70. And everybody's got his cell phone number. I mean, this is how cool this guy is. You get in trouble with your family, you got some kind of ailment, and it's the weekend or it's late at night, you call him, he's going to come see you. He's that guy. And that's just so rare in today's world, right? But he cares so much about his patients. And most of his patients are pretty poor.
Yeah.
But he's that guy. Well, at any rate, he got sick. He got cancer. So all these patients rallied together. We talked about this, like there was a school story with the custodian and the students the other day, and how they got together and rallied to help him. Well, the same thing happened here. The patients all got together, and they collected some money, and they were able to help him because he didn't, believe it or not, he didn't have insurance. I guess he had Medicare, but it didn't cover everything, whatever. And they were able to come up with some money and help him to give back to him. So I just love stories like that where people, go against the norm. Because how many doctors do we know, do you know, do I know that are willing to do that? No. Zero, nobody.
Yeah. Well, I guess the new thing today is the virtual doctor online.
I see that now.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
What you're talking about is how it used to be, like back in Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah, Little House
days.
on the Prairie, right.
Doc just came when he was needed.
Yeah.
Or she was needed.
Yeah. And the money was secondary to taking care of the patient.
Yeah, you could trade in a pig or chicken.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, another story. Got a lot of stories today. This is a really interesting story. I love this story. So there was this kid, he was autistic. And I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years old maybe. And his parents, I think were from another country. At any rate, one day they heard music coming from the basement. And they went down. There was an old piano in the basement. I don't know how it got there. And the kid was playing on the piano. And this kid, this is out of the blue. And they're thinking, what the heck's going on here? And I don't know, just something happened. And every day he starts playing the piano, and he's never had training. Well, apparently they hired a guy to come in to tune the piano. And this piano tuner took to the kid. And he was just mesmerized at this kid's ability and I don't know where it came from. He doesn't know where it came from. They said it's just beyond science. It's beyond understanding that this kid can play this piano in a way that's like a Mozart way. This autistic kid. So the piano the tuner was so impressed, he just gotten an inheritance, bought a beautiful $15,000 piano and gave it to the kid.
Good.
And part of the deal was, as long as he's alive, he's going to continue to tune the piano and, be in his court to help him move along with his career. So I'm interested as time goes along to see how this plays out. But
that's amazing.
It is amazing. But somehow and he's from Ghana, or the family's from Ghana. Mm-hmm. I don't know how that happens. So we had another story about a young girl, I think, living in Europe, that as a 3 or 4, 5-year-old girl was composing like operas and playing music, and same kind of a thing. Like, where does that come from? I don't know. It's like God-given. There's no other explanation.
Yeah.
But I love stories like that. It's just cool. Okay, not to complain, but to get on my soapbox, just to mention some things that I think don't make sense to me, and to make a point. Like, give you a couple examples about being in business for myself. Somebody wrote us a bad check. Well, when I see it on the internet, it doesn't tell me who wrote the check. It doesn't have a picture of the check, which I can remember years ago. That's the way I would get information from a bank. And it might take up to a week to get it back in the mail physically. So in the meantime, you're out the money. You have no recourse. That's crazy to me. I just don't understand how a successful banking institution would operate like that. I'm not complaining. I'm just analyzing to make the point of how there's so much of a lack of consideration in today's world for just common sense. Mm-hmm. Just to be considerate to your customer. Like, if I were running the bank, I would never allow that to happen. I would be involved. I would have like a personal banker reach out, particularly for an active account like ours, and say, hey, what can we do, or can we involve in something, anything, information.
Right.
And then on another similar note, here comes the train. Somebody accomplished their goal.
That's right. Congratulations.
On another note, my cell phone company, when I get a voicemail, it doesn't tell me. What? It doesn't tell me when the voicemail came in, and it doesn't have a time on it. So I don't know what day and I don't know what time. You would think the same day, right? But sometimes it comes in hours late.
Yeah.
So that might be like, in my business, it might be like a service call for somebody needing something, and then I could call back and lose the call. I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's so simple to correct. And I read an article that that's just the way they are. There again, to make my point, such a lack of just common courtesy in today's world, and it's getting worse. Like when you're driving down the road, everybody's in a hurry, right? I mean, everybody's in a hurry. I think a lot of it has to do with the cars, and today's cars that are manufactured have so much pep. You can barely step on the pedal and bam, you're gone. You're down the road. So I think that's some of it, but I think the other part of it, people are just extremely impatient in today's world. People need to calm down just a little bit and slow down. I mean, you're going to get there. You don't have to get there like 30 seconds quicker and take the chance of having an accident or upsetting your neighbor on the road, right? Just saying. Okay. Notes, more notes. How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Love that book.
Dale Carnegie.
Love that book.
Back in the day, was a very successful industrialist in New York City, and he built a place called the Carnegie Hall, which I was there. It used to be like the original Madison Square Gardens. It was like the big auditorium where people would come and play music. They still have a lot of acts there, and music and operas and shows and so forth. But he was quite the guy, and he was a he did what we're doing now, which is to try to motivate people, encourage people, give them good tools so they could become more successful in life, etc. Dale Carnegie. If you get a chance, find the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Yeah, I mean it's an older book, but it still has great fundamentals that are used today.
Yeah, they're ageless. I mean, they can apply. They applied then. They apply now. Look, guys, there's nothing like just being good to your neighbor. Okay, look, sometimes there's a problem. I get it. Like, I've got a student in my gym right now that's autistic and he's got mental problems and challenges, but he's good-hearted, and I can tell that. But he's loud, and people are taking offense. He's so loud. He talks so much, and we talked about this last week. So he was in class last night, and we had about 10 students in our gym last night doing drills and rolling last night, sparring, and he was kind of a problem, and I could tell the students were agitated. And I said to the students later, I said, look, guys, this is a sanctuary. This is a place to help people. I'm sorry that it's a little bit aggravating that you have to deal with this, but somebody's got to help this kid. And if we don't do it, nobody's going to do it, because the average gym, they're not going to put up with this. So it's a challenging experience, and I'm going to continue to talk to him and try to encourage him to keep his voice down and not talk as much. And when somebody else is talking, to listen, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He is on medication, and I can kind of tell after a week now that he's doing better. But a lot of these students have seen him for the first time last night. So better for me wasn't better for them.
Right.
It's like, oh my God, Ron, what are we going to do with this guy?
Yeah.
Hey, calm down. Let's just, let's try to help him. That's what we're here for. That's what our school is supposed to be for. It's not about our conveniences. At least that's how I look at it. All right, one more story, and then we'll go to Brent. Go to Brent. Oh yeah, this is a cool story. I love this story. So back in the 20s, there was this boxer, and he wasn't doing so good, and then he got sick. He was in his 20s. Kidney failure in his 20s, back in the 20s, like 100 years ago. Well, they didn't have the same kind of support for that they do now with dialysis and transplants and all that. And he was really struggling, like, with his family. He didn't have any money. Jack Dempsey, who was a very famous fighter back in those days, had a lot of respect for this kid, because this kid had a lot of grit, a lot of heart. At any rate, he decided to try to take one more fight. And even though this kid could barely even get out of bed. He was sick. But he did all of his training away from the press so that they wouldn't see how sick he was, because they didn't want to right, call the fight, right? He just wanted to get one more fight in. And so he did show up for the fight somehow. I don't know, man. He just talked about a guy who was determined. Determined, right? That's the key word here. Fought the fight, won the fight in the 4th round somehow. Took that money, and he was able to provide for his family so that when he did die just as soon after that, But that was his goal, was to be able to have enough money to give to his family so that they could at least have a good Christmas and maybe have enough money to kind of get a fresh start again because he was dying, and he knew he was dying. I just think stories like that they're ageless. They're like, wow.
Yeah.
How many people would have the guts and the determination to do that's so powerful, man. Mm-hmm. What say you, sir?
Well, you talk about people running marathons and exercise.
Yes.
Well, there was a man that ran a half marathon while wearing 137 T-shirts.
What? Yes. How is that even possible?
He wore, there's a picture of him right there. He wore 137 T-shirts.
Oh my gosh.
And it's a new Guinness World Record.
He looks like a blimp.
It added 48 pounds.
48 pounds.
And to train for this, he got backpacks and filled them with weights and
wow.
heavy items to equal 48 pounds.
Wow,
worth.
that's some kind of story.
So, yeah, I don't know, that's a crazy world record. But, and this one you'll like too.
Okay.
Today is National Roof Over Your Head Day.
Okay.
It reminds us to be thankful for the roof over our head to make a difference in the lives who need a home.
Cool, I like it.
And then this one I knew you're really going to like. It's Let's Hug Day. Just kidding.
Okay.
And then it's also National Green Bean Casserole Day.
Well, we like casserole.
I had that for Thanksgiving.
Yeah?
Green bean casserole. It was good.
Yeah. I bet you had a lot for Thanksgiving.
I did. I ate a lot. I did. I was a pig.
That's funny. Sometimes you just have to overindulge, guys. You can't be like serious all the time. What was that movie with the Joker? So serious. I can't remember the actor in the movie, but that was just one of his lines. So serious. Any rate, well, that's cool stuff, man. I like it.
Stuff.
I like it.
Yeah.
Good stuff, guys. Hey, hay is for horses. I know, hay is for horses. Listen, here's the deal, Pickle. Be good to your neighbor. Be good to yourself. That's another thing. I'm on my soapbox all the time about being good to yourself. I have so many friends and students that just beat themselves up all the damn time. Quit doing it. Pat yourself on your back as your own best cheerleader. Be happy that you're on the right track, even if you're not winning every goal every day or accomplishing every goal every day. It doesn't mean that you're not winning. You just got to be patient with yourself. And when you beat yourself up, all you're doing is making yourself depressed and discouraged. Don't do that. Smile when you're down. There must be a song about that. Smile and you'll be happy, something like that. I don't know. I'm not a singer. I used to get F's in music. I was the world's worst singer. Yeah.
There is one. Don't worry, be happy.
Don't worry, be happy. That's a good song. Wow. Well, guys, listen, we'll get out of here. But before we get out of here, any closing thoughts? Any words of wisdom for the audience?
Don't try this at home wearing 48 pounds of T-shirts while running any marathon
That's
or running
crazy.
at all.
132 T-shirts. Wow.
137.
127, excuse me. Okay, guys, look, just remember, if you don't give up, eventually those stars, they're going to line up. And when that happens, you're going to be better for it, particularly for not giving up, right? People always give up right before something really cool gets ready to happen. And I've been there a million times myself, so I only speak from my own experience. Don't quit. Don't worry about it. Just keep getting yourself back up, brush yourself off, and keep going. And I promise you, you're going to get further down the road than you would if you would have quit. I'm not saying you're always going to get to the place that you would like to get to, but you're going to get further down the line for sure. I promise you that. I only speak from my own experience. All right. Listen, when those stars line up, just remember, until that time comes, and even after that time comes, keep your chin up, keep your head up, and always, number one thing to do is to remember to stay positive.